All right, y'all. So Jon Stewart had some fun, gleefully mocking Trump's disastrous. Oh, shit. Almost spilled stuff on my laptop. That would have been horrible, but thankfully there was nothing left in here. Yay. Gleefully mocking the Trump administration's first 100 days. And let's watch here, and then we'll break it down.
Let's take a look at why so many people might be unhappy with Trump's performance. It might have something to do with the gap between what Trump promised and what he's delivered. For instance, the economy.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly.
I think our economy is going to roar. I think our stock market's going to do great.
When I win the election, we will immediately begin a brand new Trump economic boom. It'll be a boom.
Unfortunately, I do think it's pretty clear that on the economy, Donald Trump did make a boom boom. A little boom boom.
There has never been a better example of somebody who you can go back and find video of them just totally taking the opposite position and saying the opposite thing and being dead wrong. I mean, he has now surpassed. We used to make this point about like Hillary Clinton and Mitt Romney. They were well known to like flip-flop on stuff. This is even worse because this is like he's saying definitively, the market's going to boom, the market's going to be amazing, and then boom, the exact opposite happens, right? And none of it sticks. None of it fucking sticks. I mean, actually, that's not fair. I guess some of it sticks because now his numbers are absolutely tanking. But at the same time, it's like he should be at like fucking 4% approval rating and the entire 4% are like paranoid schizophrenics. But he's not. He's still hanging in there at 39%.
Perhaps Trump feels so positive because while the economy is headed south for most people, there have been some winners.
Donald Trump's net worth more than doubling. President Trump's meme coin worth about $2.5 billion.
Law firms committing about $1 billion worth of free legal work for the administration.
X reached a $10 million settlement with Donald Trump.
ABC having to agree to give $15 million to President Trump's library.
Meta's giving $25 million.
Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is paying $40 million to license a documentary about Melania Trump.
Free market. Honestly, like, no, the guy's making billions and billions of dollars. But seriously, $40 million for a documentary about Melania Trump. No offense, I'm sure she's a very interesting person. But PBS made the entirety of the Ken Burns Civil War series for $3.5 million. Showa was $3 million. I think, obviously, they wanted $4, but they still got a good price. The entirety of the Planet Earth series, 11 episodes, was less than that, $25 million. And I know Melania is a mysterious and private woman, but I guarantee you don't have to wait outside her house for weeks at a time hoping to catch a rare nocturnal feeding on a striped South American toad.
The corruption is just so out of control, and this is not talked about nearly enough because there's so much stuff they hit us with on a daily basis. And corruption is one of those stories that, like, it's complex sometimes, and you got to connect the dots and stuff, so people don't focus on this nearly enough. But the extent of the corruption is it's honestly the most corrupt regime in American history. I feel totally comfortable and confident saying that now. I mean, just to give some examples, he took tens of millions of dollars, potentially even hundreds of millions, we don't know the exact number, from the Saudi Arabian government to have these live golf events at his courses. As president, taking direct money from the Saudi regime. He took $100 million from Miriam Adelson and $200 million from Sheldon Adelson and gave them, literally let them control foreign policy in the Middle East. Said, hey, let's make the Golan Heights officially Israel's. Let's annex it for them. It's Syrian territory, but let's just declare it's Israeli territory because we say so. Let's move the embassy to Jerusalem. Let's do the Abraham Accords, which is nothing but a giant middle finger to the Palestinians saying you're going to be occupied forever by working around them. Let's do that. This is all directly because he is owned by the Israel lobby and big money. He didn't divest. Remember the first time in office? He didn't divest from his businesses. He pretended to do it. He said, oh, I'm putting my money in a blind trust. It's a blind trust. No, he didn't. He gave it right to his children. There was no divesting in any way, shape, or form. This time, he's not even pretending to go through some tap dance to pretend like he's not being corrupt. He made $160 million. Listen to this. A lot of people don't know this. He made $160 million from foreign countries as president. Guys, I don't know if you recall this, but Jimmy Carter was forced to sell his peanut farm because the idea was, hey, maybe foreign countries and foreign wealthy people can give him money through his peanut farm, and that would be corrupt, or it has the potential to be corrupt, so he's got to sell his peanut farm. Now we got Trump. He just took $160 million from foreign countries as president. Nobody even fucking talks about it. Nobody talks about it. He was selling NFTs, and he has a crypto exchange, and he has trading cards, and he was selling these watches, which literally didn't exist when they started selling them, for $100,000 a pop. That is like just ground zero for massive corruption, where you could have foreign billionaires and foreign governments just ship him all this money under the guise of he's going to send us watches. Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, took $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. He has a $500 million project in the works right now as president with the country of Oman, the government of Oman. His charity was a fraud. His family has stolen from a charity for dogs. His family has stolen from a cancer charity for children. So his charity was a fraud. His university was a fraud. He has a track record of stiffing his workers for his casinos and his hotels, the plumbers and the electricians. He did tax fraud and insurance fraud and business fraud and bank fraud. And all this stuff, again, we get hit with so much shit on a regular basis that this stuff doesn't even register. Like, nobody even talks about this stuff anymore. I mean, really? Melania getting $40 million from Amazon? Everybody's supposed to think, oh, that's on the up and up. No, it's a fucking bribe. And by the way, what did that buy Jeff Bezos? Because Jeff Bezos was planning on putting a line when you check out on Amazon, here's how much the tariffs cost you. Trump called him and yelled at him, and he removed it. So you gave Melania $40 million, basically a bribe to the Trump regime, and you don't even have the wiggle room to be honest about the impact of his shitty fucking tariffs.
40 million? So Trump is personally doing great in this economy. What about immigration? He made a lot of promises there, too.
We are going to start the largest mass deportation in the history of our country, and we're going to start with violent criminals. We're going to get people out that are criminals and horrible people. Hannibal Lecter is coming in, lots of them.
Lots of them. So many of them. It's like that Timothy Chalamet lookalike event. But for Hannibal Lecters. By the way, wouldn't massing a bunch of Hannibal Lecters around the border be a solution for immigration? There was a line here yesterday. Now it's just shoes and empty Chianti bottles. So are we taking out the Lecters? The worst of the worst?
Last week's deportations included 3 American children, all U.S. citizens. One of them is battling cancer.
Oh, my God. Are you what? That's who we're deporting? A kid with cancer? Trump really doesn't understand how the Make-A-Wish Foundation works, does he? The cancer kid is the one who gets the wish, Trump. Oh, I'm sorry. The audience will go with you on a lot. But there are certain moments where I feel their physical pain. So that's not working out. What about religion?
We want to bring religion back into our country and let it get stronger and bigger and better, as I say.
Yes, Christianity, bigger, longer, uncut. So I'm told. But fine. How's that promise going?
J.D. Vance was one of the last people to see Pope Francis alive, having a meeting with him the day before he died.
J.D. Vance, don't you understand how Make-A-Wish works? Oh. Jessica Diane Vance, what did you do to this man? This Pope had literally touched lepers. He drank sewage water in slums and survived all of it. 10 minutes. 10 minutes talking with J.D. Vance. And the Pope is like, God, check please. God, I can't do it. Let me out. I've been celibate 88 years. This is the longest 10 minutes of my life.
Look, man, it's on every issue. On every front, this regime has destroyed everything. I mean, there's no way around it. This is way, way worse than his horrible first term. And as you guys keep hearing me say, at least in the first term, you could be like, hey, he did the First Step Act. That was cool. He pardoned Alice Johnson. That was cool. He banned bump stocks after a mass shooting. That was cool. There were some little things you could point to, and it wasn't much. 96% of the time, he was horrible. But at least some little, like, okay. But no, now in retrospect, what we learned is there were some people, it was a Herculean effort for some people to keep the train on the tracks, and they deserve all the credit. General Mark Milley, who prevented him from invoking the Insurrection Act and shooting protesters in the leg. He's one example. Gary Cohn and Steve Mnuchin, just sort of the normal finance guys who at the time when you think of them, you go, oh, these are fucking Wall Street crooks. Fuck them, right? That's how everybody felt about them, and it made sense. But now in retrospect, you go, oh my God, these are the only people who could like get through to him and explain that a trade deficit is not by definition a bad thing. They like prevented him from doing fucking massive tariffs and destroying the economy back in 2017, right? So, those people now look fucking glorious compared to what we got now. I mean, now you got drunk, abusive, alcoholic rapists. You got people with fucking crusader tattoos. I mean, Pete Hegseth literally got involved in politics by being a pro-Iraq war activist. This is who he has around him. He's picked total loyalists and sycophants, Stephen Miller, who's basically like Goebbels reincarnate. And on every front, the Constitution has been shredded. No more due process, no more habeas corpus, send people to a concentration camp, disappear them in the middle of the night, warmonger with all these different countries around the world, including allies of ours, piss off the whole world and isolate us with a trade war, right? The economy is just in the shitter and not going to recover because what they're doing is psychopathic. And so you got all of it. And he's finding humor in it, which I give him credit for because it's so dark and it's so bad that I struggle to actually find humor in it. But that's why he gets paid the big bucks. So there you have it. Go watch the whole thing, by the way. We're not going through the whole thing here. I gave you 5 minutes. Go watch the whole thing because it's all great. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.